From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon. Join our family, connect with your crew. Kings FM 88.5, just for you.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to be a patriot. You have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away, the regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
President Talbot was killed on the 8th floor of the executive mansion. Now, I know that place because I lived up there myself. What General Kurongba and the main killer of Talbot explained, it was the young man that actually shot him. The 8th floor is the family living floor of the president. It is very, very secured. All of the glasses up there are bulletproof glasses. President Talbot was killed on the 8th floor of the executive mansion. Now, I know that place because I lived up there myself. I had decided that I would make no money during the presidency of Liberia, but after the presidency, I will move on my farm. And this was a smart thing that I did. This is why I've never opened any bank account anywhere. And when you hear me boasting, I am damn certain I have no bank accounts anywhere. I wanted to leave office with a record of having served my people. Yes, I'm guilty of patronage. I helped our people. It is an African tradition. I helped a lot of people, but I did not squander the wealth of my people for my personal use. It would never be found. And I wanted to really do what I think former President Jimmy Carter did. I think Carter has accomplished more
outside of the presidency than he was president. My children cannot travel to see me, so they have restrictions, which I think is a violation of their rights. Some of them are stuck in places where they cannot move because they need permission, and so it's a lot of problems. But
the legislature is corrupt. 30 senators, you sharing almost 500,000. 500,000 public school teachers at the university have not taken pay for 3 months. Amen. Is this rescue mission? Are they rescuing the people, or they are rescuing their pockets and purses? How can you even assign your coke? You take your coke from your heart, you carry your coke to the retreat. When the coke finish cooking, you get our money as paid, even though they're working to your heart. That's state plunder. That's state plunder. You are plundering the state coffers at the expense of the ordinary people in Newtown, in West Point, in Sonnywen. Money we have spent on the legislature since 2006. What we have spent on the legislature since 2006, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came to power, up to 2021, and I'll also give you figures for 2022, 2023, when President Weah left power. Senator Darius Delon is living right in Monrovia, right in Maserado. Why are we giving him 10,000 to go to the constituents? Are we serious here? He's living right to the place the constituents are. But we're giving him 10,000, we say go to your constituent and go visit them. Is that a serious country? Is that what you call rescue? Senator Yombikanga Lawrence, she also lives in Maserado, even though she represents Bassa. But when you go to the Bassa people, that we don't want to give you money to go there. We sort of give you 10,000 to go there. When teachers, public school teachers are making less than 150, when nurses are making less than 150, when security personnel in the police, in the army making less than 150, we sort of be giving you 10,000 to go visit your people in Bassa who voted for you. They have no medicine. You heard Darius Delon. Which kind of light are you talking about? The LED light or the jack-o'-lantern light? So people just go to the legislature to seek their personal interests, while vast majority of the people suffer. This has been happening for 177 years. When will our people break away from poverty? All of us should start pondering over this question. But we've been poor for 177 years, even though we have abundant natural resources. But when will we break away? You have a legislature, for example, we expose these people. You know, there are many reasons, too many mistakes. And the mistakes can be piling up. Then you be telling all your exercise patient, your way. Yeah, we will wait, but we have to check these mistakes. When the ship is singing and the captain is not listening to your suggestions to make sure to keep the ship afloat, you cannot sing along with the captain. The ship is singing and to make sure to keep the ship afloat, you cannot sing along with the captain. You have to get off the ship and raise the alarm that the ship is sinking. When the ship is sinking and the captain is not listening to your suggestions to make sure to keep the ship afloat, you cannot sing along with the captain. You have to get off the ship and raise the alarm that the ship is sinking, captain. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. JMB has asked for time, but when you ask for time, you can't keep making mistakes. Asking for time at the same time, you're making one mistake to another. Making one mistake to another.
To serve as check and balance on the executive and the judiciary, to put the light on. Now you go and do our job in keeping with our aspirations. First thing, our economy is in a septic tank. It is in a complete state of disarray. And anybody who's coming to seek to revive the economy, I was not convinced. Mr. Talu did not convince me. He did not impress me that he can do a jack thing at the central bank to help revive this economy. In the first place, the man's CV was all scattered up. He did a year of breath, 2 different years he gave us. He can't tell us whether he's a citizen or not. He can't tell us, he can't give us any references directly from the places he said he worked. Several things we asked for, but the Banking and Currency Committee ignored those, made recommendations for plenary to endorse the confirmation of the gentleman.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Agitated. Some will have to be thrown in jail. Some will have to go through physical death, and physical death is that price that one must pay to free that children from a permanent psychological death, and nothing shall be more redemptive. The words of the late Martin Luther King Jr. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. No lie lives forever. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5. We've been St. Andrews in the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, May 8th, 2025. So before we get started, again, today we're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. Start playing the King's Catch giveaway. Dial star 799 star 100. That's 24 hatch. Play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Play as many times as you can, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. It does not matter. What matters is your testimony to take by you by playing the King's Catch giveaway. And then you have your 10,000. Today is Thursday. That could do so much for you going into the weekend. Dial star 79 and star 24 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Ibrahim B. Kerman, you are on from Iron Factory, your residence. Ambassador Lawrence D. Taylor Jr. from Logan Town Community. Stephen Yakade from Tody District, Lower Magibby County. Henry Weah, Iron Factory Community. Clarence Dwyer from Central Morovia. Moses Dennis, Madison Robert from Quebec Community, Backnutsville. Honorable Archibald Grantee, you are on from New Crew Town. Claudia DePaul, Nelson Down from Backnutsville Estate. That's Perry Slobot Paris Slobot, you are on from New Jersey. Thank you so much for the compliments. Yeah, thank you. Agnes M. C. from USA, North Dakota. Jackson C. Pony, you are on alongside the chairman of Iron Factory District Titan, Block Titan Intellectual Center, Romancio Latupan, Kennebo, or Rico for short. Thank you guys for coming on and having the Intellectual Center Black Titan light up with Real Talk this afternoon, as you also wait for it this evening with Anthony at Law, E.B. Weah, and face the issues. Thank you guys for coming on. Jackson Pony Jr. and Romancio Latupan of Iron Factory, the Block Titan Intellectual Center. Bishop, you are on from Yekepa, Nimba County. Germanin Peter from PHP Community, Ralph Cooper, Denver, Colorado, the United States of America. Daniel Defoe, Cecilia Logan, Musa A. Sharif, Sophie, Congo Town Community, Solo Watcosia, your comfort zone, Gatnersville, Stephen Dennis from Tinker's Village, your residence, Mount Esther Son, Kakatat City, Amara Jala Kamara from Brussels, Clady Addison, and my southeastern sister, you are on. Samuel Zizi from Police Academy, Painesville, Benson Dario Victor from Doe Community, Harris Sadie from Bon Mines Bridge, Asata Miller from Red Line, Pastor Melvin Destiny Harvest Power from the United States of America, Peter One Day from Crown Hill, Alfonso Kier. You guys are so great. Can go down with all of the names because time is of the essence. Thank you all. I will acknowledge you as you come on. Mofli Sisi from Fargo, the United States of America. Okay. Can acknowledge just everybody, because if we did, then that would be the show. And we can, because the information is vital. But we have to do that because you are also very, very key to us. You are massive, you are extraordinary. And so we have to do just that. You sacrifice to come on. We must acknowledge your presence. 10,000. A reminder again of the King's Cash giveaway. It's 10,000 Liberian dollars you want to play so that you get your 10,000 on a Thursday, and you can explain your testimony. That is a testimony. Testimony is practical. Testimony is faith. Testimony is not praying for 3, 4, 5 hours. Testimony is not feeling sorry. No, God does not feel sorry for you. God does not move to give anybody testimony who doesn't act. God works by faith. 36 miracles that Jesus Christ performed, only 2 he had compassion on. The rest they had to demonstrate faith. They had to act before their testimony came. You can act, you will have no testimony, you will just be feeling sorry for until you get into some kind of psychological situation. Mentally, you fall down, you die. It's finished. I'm not wishing death for you, but I'm just telling you what testimony is. So when you apply effort, then it works. Because you must firstly apply for God to do. It is not how you feel sorry that moves God. It is what you attempt that God uses to give you what you desire. You must first act, and then God will act second. So testimony comes with you acting first and God acting second, meaning he completes it. If you can act, God will not. So if God say, play the King's Cash giveaway, there's 10,000 up for you. That 10,000, you got greater problem, and I can use the 10,000 to solve all of your problems that you have. And if you can play, you keep on feeling sorry, God in heaven is not going to touch anybody to give you 10,000 because you already miss out on your opportunity. When you apply effort, then it works. If you can apply any effort, it will not work. I'll always reference, there are several in the Bible, but this one is the clearest of all. The lady goes to, in 1 Kings chapter 4, she goes to the prophet Elisha, and she was in a terrible situation. She needed a testimony. She needed a revival. She needed to resuscitate herself. She was on the brink of collapse, and she went to God, and she explained, and God told her, I can help you until you help yourself. With the question, what do you have in your house? Do you have anything that you can get involved with, that you can take action? If you can take action, if you can demonstrate faith, then I will finish. And the woman said, I just have a jar of oil. God said, good. Now I'm going to multiply that. So if you took 200 to play, God going to say, good. I'm going to use that 200 to give you 10,000. And there is another 20,000 somewhere that I will open door for you because I know everything. I'm the God of provision. But if you just sit and say, oh, I played it here, I can win. Every time I play, I can win. It is not every time that you play, you can win, that you will not play. There is a story in the Bible, I think it's in Genesis, just when they were giving up, that's when God had planned their destiny, their blessing, their breakthrough. Just when you say in life, they think I've tried, no way, I'm doing it again. It is that time that God set your testimony. And that's how many people on this earth, they miss out on their testimony, the blessing, their breakthrough. So use that 200, yeah? It looks big to you, but it is very small to God, very small. Just use that 200 or $1.50, play the King's Cash giveaway, and then you can have your 10,000. So much in this economy of Nebuchadnezzar. Let's get started. Time is of the essence. Yes, time is of the essence. We've got a lot on our plate to talk about. In between, we will acknowledge one of those institutions that have come to add spice to the suffering of the people of this country. Yes, we shall acknowledge them. They've added spice by their presence on the stage. It is competitive, but it's good for each and every person. And they have always wanted to be associated and on Real Talk.
It's your bonario, Sibiri Pila Patala, Liberty Fortune Company is here for every one of us. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big poverty. I say we are a big poverty. Let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big poverty. I say we are a big poverty. You can play with your $1 US or equivalent 200. Simple mathematics. When you buy a Liberty, you win your money straight. Liberty Fortune scratch and win game, make it easy. Oh. Just go to any scratch card booth and you ask for Liberty. You buy a card, then you play. Oh. Stand a chance to win. Oh. You can win up to 10,000 US. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make you get a kappa. Hey, yeah. Gotta keep the people bring. You happy to pay your children's school fee. Yeah. So come and play a I came the people bring. You help you to pay your current bill. Yeah. So come then we are money. It's all I came the people bring. You have to improve your business. Yeah. So come and play a game. It's all I came the people bring. You have to pay your fine hustle. Yeah. So come and we are. If you want to get money easy, I live a day for you, scratch and win. They will make you look at that. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, I live a day for you, scratch and win. They will make you look at that. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we gotta keep poverty. I say we gotta keep poverty. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we gotta keep poverty. I say we gotta keep poverty. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we gotta keep poverty.
And nobody can keep poverty out of your life but yourself. Nobody can take you out of poverty yourself. If you can, well, you remain in it. Just a squash, and then you have so much money. These opportunities, take advantage of them. Let's get started. Time is of the essence. At 4 o'clock, we would speak with Joyce Cowell, and that's Joel Cowell and Joyce Croman from School News, Liberia. They got very significant message to send out. I will be joined by Liberian broadcaster Newton Tokwa, who will run through. And then tomorrow, if all goes well, the veteran Liberian politician will be in. Again, Newton Tokwa will face the politician. Everybody woke up this morning to this sad news. Just terrible. Every day that comes, you can never tell what will happen. And sometimes people will go to the extent of asking this question: why God? Why God will allow that? We got the news of 4 children, a fire in Matadi, of 4 children left in it, burned. Terrible, sad. But again, that's it. And according to the fire service boss, the fire reportedly, the house got on fire, reportedly from what they call mosquito coil. It was burning, and apparently something may have touched, and then it fell. They sleeping in the house, and the fire started moving gradually until, because once it is flowing, it just needs to touch something very light, and then, so within minutes, it was on fire. And the fire service boss, Waswa Baffa, also went to tell the press why they were unable to be there on time, or their response wasn't swift enough, because there is no road to get to the house. No road. It is not a joy for this one. Listen to me carefully. That is why this government will have to drop its pettiness, stop stooping so low, drop the envy, face up to the reality than to give excuses here and there. When you aren't in and somebody, the person who is in, is experiencing difficulties, it doesn't say that person does not have the leadership ability. It doesn't say that person is visionless. It doesn't say that person is weak. It only means that there are factors working against the person, but there is the vision, there's the ability, but there are factors beyond the person's control. So you have to understand, in the past, we had this NCDC government, fires here and there. The fire service would try moving in. They were successful with some. They weren't successful in getting off those fires because of the condition, the way people build houses. The fire service boss then, Alex Dixon, said that this is one of the reasons, not that the fire service did not have the ability because they were condemning Unity Party, would say in opposition, or they did not provide anything. They don't have the leadership. Houses are burning all over the place. That's what you get when you take footballer to be a president. All kinds of things. The same thing that George Weah and his fire service leadership experience. They were not looking at this factor. Today, it has caught up with them. Now, I'm not blaming them. I'm not going to blast at Unity Party, but just to, they know now that all that they were saying in the past was just empty talk out of envy and jealousy because they weren't in. They are facing the same problem. And this is true. We talk about this, that the Ministry of Public Works, that has the responsibility for zoning, the Environmental Protection Agency that is responsible also, because all of those key stakeholder institutions, they are responsible to make sure that, one, the environment is conducive. The Ministry of Public Works Zoning Department is responsible to ensure how the structure or the layout, the Environmental Protection Agency, all of those institutions. In other countries, before the person built the Environmental Protection Agency, the Public Works Ministry Zoning Department, they are there to see and give a proper layout. Because nothing like that happened, everybody build whichever way they want to build. They'll build on alleys, go all around the place. People build on alleys. They know that the place is an alley. Alley is just a small road by which people can access in and out. If there is an emergency, people can get in quick and out. They will know, but because the Public Works Ministry Zoning Department is a toothless bulldog, powerless, so they take advantage of that to build on those alleys. This man will build his house. He would turn his back porch to another person's front porch. But the road between them, or the space between them, is an alley. None of them. That's how people build in this place recklessly. They will not take into account emergency. They will not take into their account they may have emergency from their own house or their neighbors or just anybody. They will not take into account that something can happen at any time. So they just build any way they want to build. Now the fire service boss said it was the reason they could not make it to get to the house because there's no road to get to the house to put the fire off. Not that they don't have the water and the ability to put the fire up, but the truck could not go in because no road. The people build everywhere. everywhere. Yesterday was wrong. They were identifying all of those things. Today, they are experiencing it now. They're shifting blame and expect the people to identify or to sympathize with them or to reason out with them. So you see, that's what led to those 4 kids dying in the fire. 4 of them die in the fire. 4. The fire service boss said there was no way to get through. No way to get through to them because the people built on the alley. They built anyway, whichever way. Now, the rescue mission will not take those into consideration, but that's it. They said, yeah, victims, Emmanuel Flomo 8, Marcus Momolu 12, Elizabeth Momolu 6, and Lusu Kamara 2 years. These are their ages. Emmanuel Flomo, 8 years old. Marcus Momolu, 12 years. Elizabeth Momolu, 6 years. And Lusu Kamara, 2 years. Sad situation. Let's move to the Republic of Ghana. Let's get to Ghana. Ghana is showing leadership to this government. President Weah came and said 100 days deliverable. He would do this, he would do that. In 100 days, Weah was able to show nothing. His people put lies together that today it is haunting them. Nothing significant has happened. In 100 days, John Dramani Mahama, the president of Ghana, has more than substantial, tangible developments to show. This is what I call leadership. Let me help you with some. In 100 days, nominated within the first 14 days, the complete list of the cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval. President Weah took almost 3 to 4 months to complete his cabinet. John Dramani Mahama took 14 days. When we were telling you here that Weah was wasting time, Weah did not have that inkling of ability. You say, oh, yeah, he can be that day. Then no. Any president, he already has his cabinet set before. So what you see from the first day, immediately after the inauguration that evening, the vital institutions, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Defense, followed by the other key sectorial ministries. Weah took almost 5 months. The man took 14 days. 14 days. That means he came in already prepared. 14 days. 2, constituted the leanest and most efficient government under the Fourth Republic in his first 90 days in office. 2, establish a robust code of conduct and standards for all government officials. Code of conduct here that just mere paper, nothing. Yesterday, Weah said CDC people were violating the code of conduct. They were not respecting it. Today, the code of conduct is in the trash can under his leadership. 4, a national economic dialogue. A national economic dialogue. A president who has an outlook of the country, knows what to do. Till now, Weah does not know all his economic people list to call a meeting of the economic people to look at the way forward, the challenges confronting the country economically, and what needs to be done. but the girl foreign minister running all over the place, government running all around the place, and think that how they can solve problem. A national economic dialogue to discuss the true state of the economy and prepare a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the budget. 5. Within my first 90 days in office, scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing business. E-levy, COVID levy, 10% levy, and bet on winnings and emissions levy. 6. Within my first 90 days in office, review all taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country for industrial and agricultural purposes. 7. Commence drafting needed legal amendments and prepare for implementing the 24-hour economy policy under the office of the president. Did you get that? Commence, that means to start. Commence drafting, putting a workable document together. Commence drafting needed legal amendments and prepare for implementing the 24-hour economy policy under the office of the president. Yeah, between 5:30 and 6:7, the economy is dead. It's gone to sleep. Ghana is talking about 24 hours economy. The economy is running 24/7. When I'm telling you people that most of the holidays we have in this country, they are unnecessary. If they continue and other things, this country will continue to remain poor and poor. Nobody should lie to you. Liberia is a poverty-driven country. Liberia is struggling to survive. Not that Liberia is cursed by God. Liberia is blessed by God, but it is cursed by its leaders because they're concerned about filling their pockets, looking good, so people will worship them. And everything is at the country, against the country, rather. 8. Establish an accelerated export development council to promote exports as part of a broader strategy for economic transformation. 9. Convene a national consultative conference on education to build consensus needed. Consensus on needed improvements to the sector. 10. Implement the no academic fee policy. Implement the no academic fee policy for all first-year students in public tertiary institutions, universities, colleges of education, nursing training, and institutions, etc., etc. Yeah, they're playing fun. Fun. The academic sector, the tertiary sector, everything is in tatters. Yeah, Ghana. 11. Introduce the following social interventions. Free tertiary education for persons with disabilities. The Ghana Medical Care Trust and Fund. Free. Those who are visually impaired, those who are physically challenged, within 90 days, he was able to address that. 12. Commence the distribution of sanitary pads to female students in primary and secondary schools. 13. Institute inquiries and/or forensic audits into the following matters of public interest: the collapse of indigenous Ghanaian banks and financial institutions at a supposed cost of Ghana dollars 25 million, illegal printing of money, US 58 million, National Cathedral scandal, illegal and inflicted single, and on and on. This one is very long. Let's jump down. Let's end right between 14 and 15 because it's so long. We could not see anything from our president to read it. We're reading John Dramani Mahama in 120 days. 120 days. Hey, they call it social contract. Yes. 14. Institute a government policy banning political appointees from purchasing state assets. Yeah, they say, oh, after 2 years, you can buy the property, you can take it. No reason why our own system is so wasteful. People get in, nothing good. When the other people come, they say, oh, we can use the one. And we had to buy a new car, and you know that. And we can use the car, and the president and the minister can use the kind of car, and we got to buy a new car. The money that you take to buy new cars, that money can be used for something else. Listen to Dramani Mahama. That's what we call leadership. He said, institute a government policy banning political appointees from purchasing state assets. Can you say, oh, they want in the law? When you take, they spend 1 year, it depreciated. So there's no need again. And government official can buy it. You can take that car for small money and be on your own. They say, no, it will not happen. Those cars will remain, every public asset will remain for the government. There are other means, other usage for them. Allocate seed money for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank. Man, a Women's Development Bank. What time we get a kind of thing in our country? Hello. That's just few of the man's achievements. Oh. Our own president, you won't get nothing to see for him. Okay. That will be doing for that. I just thought to share this with you. And the Liberal Medicine and Liberal Medical Dental Council of Liberia revoked the license of Peter Matthew George for falsification of his academic credential. He was exposed by Martin Colley, and a research was immediately done, and the council, after their due diligence and validation and cross-checking, came to the realization that this man did not graduate from the institution he claimed to have graduated from. And he is the doctor who allegedly, I think he did an operation on somebody, and then a person passed off. They revoke his stuff. The communication is out from the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. Let me read you the first paragraph, then we can go to the line. Our guest is in. It said, in line with the statutory mandate of the Liberia Medical and Dental Council, as per its 2010 Act of National Legislature, subtitle B, Functions of the Council, Section 61.4. 1. The council shall register all physicians, surgeons, dental surgeons, and allied medical professionals within the Republic of Liberia. 2. The council shall issue licenses to qualified and deserving physicians, surgeons, dental surgeons, and allied medical professionals within the Republic of Liberia that have graduated from recognized and credible medical institutions. This is to officially inform all doctors and dentists that as part of its quality check to ensure better healthcare for the general public, the LMDC has commissioned a credential audit Our current records show incomplete documentation for some doctors. In view of the aforementioned, the Liberia Medical and Dental Council is hereby mandating all doctors and dentists to populate their files. That's the word they use here. Populate their files with updated credentials to align with the current professional rankings beginning Monday, which was the 5th, to Monday, June 30th. Doctors and dentists will thereafter be called by the Credentials Committee in no specific order to justify their claims on documentation they provide beginning Monday, July 7. Easy. Okay. So what the other one? The one signed by Dr. Benita. Yeah. Okay. Here's the last part. It said revocation of your license to practice within Liberia. As part of the ongoing credential audit currently being conducted by the Liberia Medical and Dental Council, you were written on March 18 to submit to the Credential Committee to reevaluate your license status, as our records at said time reveal that there were no credentials available for you at LMDC. And it goes on, and finally, there is the action. The Credential Committee has officially informed my office that your claim of being a medical doctor could not be substantiated by the documents you provided, particularly so that you have failed to provide your undergraduate medical certificate and internship certificate, which are the absolute prerequisites for obtaining license to practice medicine in Liberia. The Credential Committee has therefore, in its Friday, April 18 sitting, recommended the revocation of your license effective immediately. Kindly consider this communication as LMDC official endorsement of the recommendation by the Credential Committee based on the findings of its investigation. And this is signed by Dr. Benita Collins Andrews, Chair Lily, Liberia Medical and Dental Council, who is Augustus Choir, Register General. Yeah, so our man, the Finning Wild Man. Okay, that's it there. Those are the 3 pointers. Let's turn to you now to have your say, and very shortly we can speak to our guests from School News. 0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sir Andrew.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is calling from Veteran Bureau of Nigeria.
Let's hear you.
Okay, let me say, man, very condolence to the Bureau family for those who have lost their lives. Yeah. I always know, brother, my government try to break things down, then go there complaining of some. So my condolence to the Bureau family. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. 0776 36. That's 0772 2399 33. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. Your name and where you come
Yeah,
from?
yeah. This is Edmond Carr. Let me extend my condolence to the bereaved family. It was saddening this morning when I got the news. Yeah, 4 little children. For them. This is why we always advise people. It is necessary to use the spray or use the mosquito net. Say it is expensive to buy the spray every time. Use the mosquito net for the children and avoid using the mosquito coil. It's dangerous. It causes trouble. So please, look for the net, put it down for the children to use it, even for the elderly. It's preferable to use mosquito coil that is danger to our life. Let me say congratulations to the president of Ghana for including persons living with disability, because that's what they always do. Anything substantial that they are almost taking in that country. When people living with disability are not part of it, then that means they're ready to go on. That's what they do. And thank God, yeah, that's what they do. So, what Bracket Terror for the 100 days, what do you have inside for us? Nothing. By appointing 1 or 2 persons here, that's why you had there for person living with disability who you told that your mother was a disabled person? Nothing. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emma Card. Okay. So let's bring in Anthony A.B. where he wants to make an interjection or input. Yes. Thank you for coming on, A.B.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam. I've been following. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I just called in to say it's too heartbreaking. And I remember it's just in Liberia that we don't value a single citizen. That's why you see the Americans, even if you grab one person, they will open whole war to go for that one person, because that person could be the next future leader, and they will do anything to get that person. Losing those families is too disheartening. It's too terrible in our country. It's, in fact, I don't know on what occasions and that I can recall that such a massive or huge number of deaths as a result of fire and had ever occurred. It's too saddened for us as a country and people. But again, then it boils down to, because the argument others are proper, oh yes, mosquito coil, yeah, we always discourage people. And what about the fire calamity that have engulfed this entire nation? People who have better stores, that have better fire service mechanisms in place. What's happening to them? My brother, some of these things people don't see it as a message. Me, I let it go beyond things. We must know these things in the villages and towns. Our people have been living there. The number of deaths that just occur is too shocking. Why? This is the kind of society that we are in. Yes, we advise people don't use mosquito coil, don't use this. But how about all the duplexes that are burning down to ashes with all of the mechanisms that you talk about employed? What's happening to them? Our nation is at a crossroad. Some of these demonic interferences into our country, we should be very careful about it and pray. When these things happen, you don't just blame it on yourself, but sometimes you pray about it and think that something is not just right somewhere. So I would encourage the family, and of course, they should take heart for whatever happened. Let us put in place the necessary mechanisms and cautions like everyone would do. But most importantly, we have to pray that even in our deadliest of time, we know God has his own way of saving us. In our most reckless situation that we can be, God has his own way of saving his own people, especially when he's on their side. So we have to really look at some of these things and just pray to the Almighty God that these calamities are evolving all over. We just hope it's natural. And if it is spiritual, let's ask God for forgiveness and let him give us the perfect path that our country will continue to progress and will leave no citizen behind, nothing in the kind of form and faction that is happening. That's just all I wanted to interject.
Yeah, because besides this one, prior to this one, we have had several fire incidents mysteriously today. No one knows how it evolved.
So that's why I'm concerned. You know, we always want to overlook God's intervention. We just think, oh, it's supposed to happen. No. Not everything's supposed to happen. That's why you should look for the reason why something happened. You can't be reckless. Then when something happened to you, you say, oh, it's just supposed to happen. Not because of my recklessness. No. You got to know why is it happening. Because other people are also reckless and nothing happening to them. Why you? You got to ask yourself those questions. The same thing that you're doing. Other people don't even go to school. They are today rich in the whole world. You go to school, you're not rich. You should ask yourself why. So now, but it's just supposed to happen. We just reach at that conclusion to defeat ourselves and not see as to how we should inquire as to why some of these things are happening. We just leave it like it's normal. No, it's not normal. Some of these things that are happening are not normal. That's why you got to look beyond and start asking yourself some questions. How is it happening to us here? So it's not the first time, like you said. So those are some of the things, on all these platforms and things. We just think that we need to tell the people that they need to look beyond just any ordinary thinking and then just start shifting blame when they know that there are other root causes that we have to really look at. And if we can't find those solutions, then we'll always be blaming ourselves for what we ought not to blame ourselves for. But anyway, it's good that we have these kind of platforms. And thanks for highlighting the plight of those people. And we can only pray to God Almighty that other people who face similar dangerous situations, may God continue to guide, protect them, and provide the necessary protection while they are protecting themselves. But He is the super protector of every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you too for the input, Anthony at Law, A.B. Weah. Hello.
Good afternoon, my dear brother.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is Mr. Jim Perry from District 1, Margibi County. My attentions have been on the children that just lost their life. It's very sad. This issue came my mind back to Grandpa Weah in Ireland, where the children left in a crisis in that Muslim children. It's very sad for our country. Then the next thing, my attentions have been drawn on the Ghanaian president. Yeah, really. But however, this too is Liberia, this is our country. It will be another mistake for Liberia to make and bring the former president back, because the example is showing in law where 4% come back, things will be okay. The problem for me, I can't win.
So, well, you say your attention was drawn to the Ghanaian president. What is it that you pick up from him?
What I see in your analyzing, if you analyze your statement or your conversation this afternoon, it means that if Liberian people bring joy about 2029, this will be born in Ghana president because they are pulling back.
Oh. No, but you did not understand it. Oh, thank you for promoting Weah or promoting the return of Weah. But you did not understand. In 120 days, the man laid out his achievement. Bouaka said 100 days. He got nothing to show. Nothing. Nobody can read Bouaka 100 days achievement. 120 days. The man did not give himself 100 days, or the Ghanaian president gave himself 120 days social contract. And he released what he was able to do. So you, as a Unity Party person, can you say what Bouaka did significantly in 100 days? No. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Your name and where you come from?
My name is Leo Pico, calling from Broad Street. My brother, we go to forget we have to learn as Liberians. One President Bouaka got in power. What the first fire incident that occurred in Total?
Yes.
We forget. I just sitting listening to you, and like the president has said, I was so to the fire god. You see what happened to the Capitol building? You loot it or I loot it, and have fire burning. Go back to see that the instances of fire. This same president told us he would say he would dance with the devil just for what? To be what he is today. Can the devil give you anything with right hand and not show his left hand? Can you tell me anybody can call on your platform today and tell me that they dance with the devil, or the devil taking something from them? We are the one to make it for sacrifice. But we ask for to help some of us.
Thank you,
the
sir.
Children that lost their life. I'm talking to you now. Who point is coming home? Those are some of our leaders. Who know what are those children could have been? Who president for our country? But tell God, thank you. We are alive. We'll be here to vote for 2029. Thank you very much.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sam Andrews.
Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. This is Hussein Kel. I call you from around Jacobstown, District 2. I listen to Anthony a lot. He make a very salient point. Well, Sam, let me first of all express DPS condolences to the bereaved family for such a sad situation. Sam, the fire service received a call from a member of that community, and they responded in 11 minutes. They were there on the scene. But what was the challenge they met? The truck would not penetrate to go to where the fire was. Unfortunately, there were, houses along the road.
But that's what we said, quoting the fire service boss. He addressed the media, and that's what he said.
Yes. So I was playing it live, and I went on that page and saw that. So, Sam, it's a sad situation for you to lose citizens and the patriots. It is very sad for all the politics, right? But what we need to do is to continue to conscientize our people to leave the driveway. But government has to do more on a more serious note. Government has to do more.
Okay, Jose.
If some of those things are happening and the government try to intervene and there is no possibility of intervening, everybody will shift the blame on the government. The government, the qualified service.
Okay, Hussein, that is understood. You couldn't have put it any better. At least you sounded moderate today. Hello. You sounded deep political. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, ma'am. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is what the people defend us. Andrew, I want to tell you thank you. I want to send my to the family that lost their children. Andrew, my son is happening to me 2023. November ending. My getting a fire call where New Jersey. My family, my brother wife, her 2 children or 3 grandchildren left in that fire. Say Andrew that is not a camping on. I know what the family they are going through. I pray that God will console them. Thank you this afternoon.
Thank you for calling to have a nice day. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, sir. Yeah, fine, fine.
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Andrew, first hour this time, I joined a discussion for Omega Market. Mr. Andrew, my attention is very good made by the fire service boss. When such a painful condition or sorrowful thing happen to people, they shouldn't be making a kind of statement that he made.
What now? What statement?
Yeah, the statement the fire service boss made that he just told the public that it was due to lack of rule. Mr. Andrew, whose responsibility is this to open rule? Is it not the government? So is he telling all that?
But
the government responsible?
But that is the condition. But that is the condition the people met. Moreover, people just build any way they want to build.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, government came to power. They told us to protect.
No.
Opening the other eyes and means of protecting the city. Now, shut up when the government started opening the other. Now you're left to people dead. What can we say about the government now?
Chief, that I agree with you. It may you got substance, your substance. You're right. But it also the people too have to take responsibility. They know that it is wrong. It's wrong. You see now you're so happy. You can shout government XYZ. Those people gone. Assume that they had opened or they did not build on the driveway. Yeah, and there was a place or the place was open for them to drive in. They would have put out the fire. So yeah, the government, yes, the government, you can bring the government in, but equally you can balance it with the people themselves. Everybody, everywhere you go, you see people building anywhere, whichever way. They don't take into consideration anything emergency in the future. You have to understand it from that part too. Hello.
And you?
Yeah.
Masa Isi, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. You?
This is my sister. No, say Andrew, I'm sitting. I'm not just right now. And you know what I mean? 4 children that you brought up for the now. What you brought up, say Andrew, to die in fire accident. No, it's so sad. It's so sad, Andrew. It's so sad. 4 children are not 4. It's so sad. I want donations to the disease family. Let Lily go back. There's nothing to do anything for us. So we are there to say, well, we are about today they brought 15 fire, 25 fire truck, and nothing is happening. People also are praying. You say you going on one go them. One go on your go to where to you all over the place. Lord God, help us for the situation. We are dying, we suffering, dying, take it what it place. People dying in the sea, we dying in fire. People killing all over the place. So I do take it for you.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I come from another street light in Lower Johnsonville. Mr. Sam Andrew, firstly, let me extend my deepest sympathy to the bereaved family. Mr. Sam Andrew, you can recall all what the Ghanaian president outlined when we took power. He initiated, and those were the pillar of his economic policy. The National Economic Dialogue was initiated by His Excellency Dr. George Weah, where he brought a cross-section of Liberians who were economically inclined and to put their idea together and brought about economic stability. But these guys are at the epicenter of power. They are zero in everything. That's why the economic policy is just totally declining. Look at the physical arm of this particular government. The monetary arm of this government is weak. And that's why today there's a high cost of living, inflation, tea prices are just escalating because Gafoa is just setting, moving around. There's no tangible economic policy that have been instituted to bring about economic stability. And things will continue to be worse once these people continue to proceed in this particular form and manner. And the Liberians are the ones that are going to be in the victim. But we told them yesterday that you bring these people on power, they are not going to do anything and better for you. The reality.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Let's we'll take the last two, then we turn to our guest, Newton Tokpa will join me with this interview. Hello.
Hello, Sandy.
Yes.
Yes, well, we are coming from Nigeria.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah. Even though we are talking about no condition for people on the but this guys, they are very unprofessional. Even when we're going to do it, this guy is going to end up in our house to point to us, is actually going to do now fire. It happened in Nigeria. To finish. When the committee, when the guy, whenever the house going to fire, call this guy.
Okay, Chief.
The last thing I got to say, no water in the state.
But Chief, the one that not water bill now, the fire service boss say, okay, Chief, thank you so much. The fire service boss say, they don't know it. Let's go to the United States and pick up Duarte. She wants to have her say, yes, good afternoon. I know it's the morning hours at your place, the United States, but it's the afternoon. Yeah, so let me say good afternoon and good morning, all two together.
Thank you for accepting my call. I just wanted to make some comment on the whole issue about this fire thing that happened. My condolences to the family. But I think we Liberians, we are not taking responsibility for some of our actions that we take. The fire chief said that because they didn't have no road, there was no road, all the alleys are closed. Same right now as I'm talking to you, I'm facing the same problem. Where my house is, on Riverfield Highway, the alley passed right behind my fence. Somebody trying to build a house behind my fence to block the alley, to block me out. There's the same thing that caused these children life there. Because everything will not put everything on the government. Sometimes we have to take responsibility for some of the things that happen to us. I'm sorry for the thing that I I'm so sorry myself. I'm a mother of 5. So I understand what it means to lose a child. But the Liberian people, sometimes we should take responsibility for some of these things. How can people be in the alley saying there's no way when something happens? How can somebody reach out to help you? How? How can somebody reach and look not happy? The people couldn't even go through. The people were there in 11 minutes. But the people couldn't go through. This is bad. This is wrong. We should stop doing this kind of things to ourselves. They say it doesn't mean that So that means from your head. Somebody will be living something that people right here they have. How does that make sense, my people? What part of the world we are from? Like what the people Charles said, they got black, white, and Liberian. What's going on with us? See the kind of charge they get. See what happened. This is so bad. People build oil, people just be everywhere. And now want to put the problem on the government. The government got nothing to do with this. Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, too, for spicing it up from the United States of America, Dwight. Let's take this break. Then we face our guests on Real Talk on Kings 88.5.
Yes.
Pee-wee?
Yes.
What all the happiness for now?
Yeah, man. The thing that making some of our friends in other countries can be building houses and sending their children to Google schools now come to Liberia, yeah?
What's that?
They got one Liberian company called Liberty Fortune.
Liberty Fortune?
Yes. This company bringing one game they call Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win game.
And how people can play this game?
Very easy. Buy their ticket and scratch the silver part on it. Just the same way you can do the scratch card. Then any money you see on it is for you. You can win different amount of money, all the way up to 10,000 USD.
So you mean when I buy the Liberty Fortune scratch card and build the silver part, any money there is for me?
Yes, and you only need just $1 USD on the same money LD to play and win.
But where I can get a Liberty scratch card from?
Go to the shops. Go to the boys who sell scratch cards and tell them that you want Liberty scratch card. Pay, scratch, and win. And then you take the winning card to their office at the Don's residence on 2nd Street, Tottenham Boulevard in Cinco for your money.
Pee-wee, thank you for this life-changing game. Liberty scratch card, we for it every day.
Spend small money and win big money. A message from Liberty Fortune LLC, the new game changer in Liberia.
Thank you. Welcome now to our guests. They are from School News, Joel A. Cowell and Joyce S. Croman. They got this awareness going out, a very good initiative, but along the way, they have some hurdles. And so they've come in to share it with you. I'm joined by Newton Tukwa for this interview. Let me say Joyce and Joel, good afternoon. Welcome to Kings 88.5.
Good afternoon. How are you? Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Okay, good afternoon.
So let's start first. Give your audience an understanding of School News, what School News is all about, why it came into being, and how is it going?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Let me say, first of all, good afternoon to our listeners who are listening to us at this time. Let me first start by saying once we have a literate populace capable of reading and writing, they can help solve the various challenges the country faces. So it is at this backdrop that the School News was established to help build the so the establishment of the School News Liberia is to help build cultivate the habit of reading and writing among the school children. So that is a little introduction of the School News Liberia. Yes. So that is a little introduction of the School News Liberia. So it is it is a platform for students to exhibit. Where we've been with schools, we've been with the students for some times, and we know that most students got talents, but there is no platform. So we see, and most of them see School News as a platform that they can use to build those, to exhibit those talents.
Yeah. So for how long
How long
Let's
you've been in this school news activities? How long now since the establishment
from
of the school?
yes, since 2023.
Since 2023.
Yes, and the theme was developing a growth mindset for academic success, and it was okay. So we started since 2023. And we also introduced the school news program, radio program.
School News Hour.
Yes, School News Hour. It's a 1 hour radio program. We started on Blaze FM, your sister radio station in Rehab. So I think we had 4 editions every week. So it was 1 hour every Saturday. So schools are like 2, 3 schools come live on the radio to discuss on topics. Sometimes, so before then, we can sell. We can have two. We had 2 training section for them before the appearance of the radio. So the first one, the topic is being selected. We give them maybe 2 or 3 topics. The student will select one, then they will do a research on it. Then on Friday we meet, we rehearse. Then Saturday we appear on the radio. But another challenge there too is that we also trying to lobby around to see if we can get sponsors so that this program, because a lot of when we're on air, a lot of people comment that, oh, the program should continue. And we couldn't continue. So that is so our basically our challenge is finance, because it is a self-initiative entity. So we have not had any sponsor. So even though our program, people find interest in our programs, but
So yeah, yeah, in terms of direction and what have you, maybe you will say yes, we have a specific school. In fact, before I come up to that question, and how many schools are you dealing with? Do you have a specific number of schools that you're dealing with based on your capacity? Because you are complaining about resources, because in other words, it is capital intensive to operate in the school news. It requires resources, right? So do you have a specific number of school maybe that could fit within your capacity?
Yeah, actually, for now I think we have nothing less than 20 schools that we are dealing with, all in the belt of District 6.
20 schools.
Yeah, you have 20 schools.
So all of the schools are situated in District 6.
Yeah, most of them, I think.
Most rather.
Yeah, most of them are in District 6 and District 4 thereabout. Yeah, because that is where we started from. Our programs that we have.
Media aspect. How do you train those people, those students, And are you the one, or do you have people who are media practitioners, people who who are on top of the game when it comes to journalism, who are training them, or is it yourself who do the training?
Yeah, we do the training. We have also those media guys who are also affiliated with us, so that they will come on board and do the training. And that sometimes to go for specific people also requires one or two things, but people that believe in our ideology, what they have a media knowledge on the field of the media. Some of them are with us. They help us to train our children.
So they do it on a pro bono basis, free of charge. So is that why you telling us to do it on a pro bono?
That is what I'm saying. So they see they see they see the initiative, but they also see the challenge. So they feel that this is the little way we can do to help. This is what we can do to help. So
since 2023, and you established this organization, what have you been doing in terms of reaching out to some personalities? It could be non-governmental organizations, at least to see how you can be able to solicit funds to operate the organization. Have you done such before?
We've written letters to so many entities, non-governmental entities, and I don't know if I can mention some of them on the radio because they are profit-making entities. So we've done that, and they found interest in our our programs and all those things. But they are yet to make a decision as to how to come in to be of help. Especially one of our GSM company, we wrote them. They call us. And they saw the whole initiative to be a very good initiative. And so for now, even though they have not they have not come out with anything yet, but we are still hoping that by the grace of God, one day they will call us and say, "Oh, this is what we have come out."
To see a young man like you coming, out with such a vision, what prompted and how did you derive at this school news, and what prompted your vision?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like I said, once we have literate populace who are capable of reading and writing, they can help solve the various problems the country faces. So based on that, we decided that there's something that we need to do to improve reading and writing, because when we have people who can read and write, they can solve many problems more than people who cannot read and write. They can solve many problems. So we look at it and say no. So that is why we said our activities are purely academic. Like when you look at most of the things that we are about to do, like the spelling competition, essay writing competition, all those things, these are some of the things that are online that we'll be able to do. But so before I proceed, let's also what we say, what we have on hand now to do is the school news, the journal. We have been able to introduce what we call the school news journal.
Okay, school news journal.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So which is almost let me make it people to look at like student newspaper, but without a school news journal. So that is what we are about to launch this month.
The school news journal.
Yeah, we are about to launch it.
So about highlighting activities about schools,
activities about schools, and mostly the interesting part is that most of the articles and everything, most of the articles, stories, poems are written by the students for publications. So that is what we want to.
But it means that you have to train them first.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to train them first how to write the poem, how to write the stories, and all of that.
Yeah.
So have you done that already?
Yeah, we have to. The few ones that are submitted, we have been able to do that. I've been able to. So they have been they submitted most stories, and some of them on their own. They can submit. We'll look at it and say, okay, fine, it is good. We type, keep it for future use. So this also on the 16th. That is what we are going to launch it on the 16th. 16th of this month.
So in terms of maybe one would like to know as to whether are you dealing with elementary students or junior high or senior high students. So if you were asked that question, what would you tell us?
So we're dealing with elementary, junior, and senior because we have programs for each division. So like when we come to this, let's say essay writing, we got the elementary level, we got the junior high level, and we got the senior high level. Because mostly our focus can be on, let's say, the elementary and the junior high, because those divisions are the preparatory divisions.
Yeah, the foundation.
Yeah, the foundation. So when we target when they are able to read and write, by the time they get to senior high level, things become flexible for them. So mostly our target is the elementary and the junior high.
So what happens after the training? After you do your training with them, and do you have a specific period you do the training for? Or maybe somebody would like to know, maybe phase one of the training it starts from maybe this time to that time. Maybe phase one of the training is 1 month. After the 1 month you're done with those a batch of students, then you go to another phase. How do you do it? How do you go about it?
Training depends on the program on hand, like what I said about the school news hour. So when we are ready to go on air, we have people where the schools that will submit students to go on air. We train them. Then we got two days of training. That is Wednesday and Friday. Yeah. So the other aspect is that because we don't have a specific training, say we training children for 1 month or this, but we train them based on what we are about to do, or what we would like to do at that particular moment. Like, for instance, when we are about to have the spelling competition, then we have to train those students who are coming to participate in that competition. We have to train them. We have to set maybe 2 or 3 days. We train them on that. That is what we can. That is how we can do our training, but we don't have a long range training like that. No.
Wow. So and now you're talking about launching the quizzing, the spelling competition.
Yeah, the news.
The school news
journal.
The school news journal, which squarely focuses on highlighting school activities, what's happening in various schools around district. But now like you see, all of the schools you're dealing with are in the district 6. What are your plans? Do you have plan of expanding?
Yes.
But now you're complaining about resources.
Yeah, we have plan of expanding. The reason why I mentioned District 6 because we reside in District 6, and they say charity begins at home. So that is where we have to start from, so that others will hear us. So other people are hearing about school news. School news have got across to other districts. That sometimes people call also. When even some proprietors and teachers, they can call. So when will you come to our place? When you come to our campus and all those things. So, but we started in District 6, but we are not going to remain there. We have to cut across, not even across Monserrado, get to other countries and everything. But I believe that it's a gradual process. So, but once we are getting the necessary the support and the logistics, we can move.
Wow. So have you met your representative? You live in a district that has representative, and now this is a good initiative. Have you sat with your representative? Have you met him before to explain your plan, that this is what you're doing and you need assistance? And have you done that before?
Yes, of course, we have done that. We have done that. Even we made a proposal to him to be the chief launcher of the program, of the launching, and he agreed to be the chief launcher of that business. So we have met him. We laid down our plans to him and all that. At that time, he was preparing to travel, but we were able to talk, and he was like he bought the idea. The whole initiative was like it's in line with most of the things that he intended to do. So it was like everything was so interested. He had interest in whatever discussion we had.
So because initially I heard you talking about before they chose the students go on the radio, you train them on a specific topics that they discuss and may research on as well. And if you were to tell us some of the topics that have been discussed, what could you tell us?
So, for instance, the first edition we had, it was on January 11.
You have to adjust the microphone a little bit closer.
Okay. The first edition was in January 11.
January 11, the first edition.
And we did a topic like our parents must stop pushing us into early sexual relationship. So this was a letter that was written by one of the panelists that appeared on the radio from Bishop James W. Ferguson. So she wrote a letter to us that for to be published in the newspaper, and even at that letter, it is coming in the first edition. So we saw the topic very interesting, that it said our parents it's a letter that she wrote to the school news, that our parents must stop pushing us into early sexual relationship. So we used that as a topic for that first edition. So the children we introduced the topic to them, and when they appeared on the radio, they were able to speak on the topic very well.
Wow.
Yeah. So the second edition also was on the January 18. And we talk about we discuss on the topic like, should sex education be taught in school? Should sex education be taught in school? And schools from African Dream, we have school from EAW Academy. All of them appeared on the radio and they talk about the topic. So normally they go and when we introduce the topic to them, they will go and do a research on that topic. Then when we come on Friday, we'll do the final rehearsal on the topic, and they present. So the second edition was should sex education be taught in school? And you could see that when the children did their research, they were able to speak as if this thing has been taught for a while.
Wow.
So that is what we intend to do. We intend to help children to build them on that in that area, that at least when they are growing, they grow it, and they can do most of them. Normally, I run an internet cafe before. Sometimes when some of the universities, when they bring assignment for you to do, they just give you the topic and they go. You finish doing the assignment, they carry it. Whether what you're giving to them is correct, whether what you're giving to them is correct or it's not correct, they don't care. The only thing that I'm a topic here, I'm assignment, But these children, when they come, we introduce the topic to them. We don't give them any notes. They will go, even though we can prepare. No, we don't give them any notes, but they go. By the time they come, you see that they have written something some of them on the capable. Some of them can even go as far to type whatever they have. They have research on, and they can talk, when they appear on the radio to talk, they talk like professional people. So that is what we are expecting. That is our expectation.
Okay, that's good. So, if you just joined us, I remind that you're listening to Weah Talk with St. Andrews, and of course, I'm here at this time to do this interview with Joel A. Colley. He's the chief executive officer of. Yes, okay, sorry. I was not going to just now. Sorry. So, like I said, if you just joined us, this is a Weah Talk with St. Andrews. And I've been tasked with the responsibility to do a piece of interview with Joel A. Colley, the Chief Executive Officer of School News Liberia. And I also have in my company and Joyce S. Kromah. She's the School News Liberia Director of Radio Programs. She will have to speak with her briefly about her own position and all of that, what she has been going through and all of that. But just before we go over to Joyce to hear from her, and to balance the interview now, gender equality now. So the men can just be talking and the woman can talk. So but there's the report. Let me inform you that we just received a report that a white smoke came off the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel of the Vatican in Rome, Italy, not too long. And that means the election of a new pope who will appear on the balcony shortly to greet and bless the waiting crowd. So that's the report coming in not too long. That's the report coming in not too long. So like we said, we can announce that white smoke came off the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel of the Vatican in the Roman Empire, right? That is Rome, in Rome, Italy, not too long. And that means the election of a new pope who would appear on the balcony shortly to greet and bless the waiting crowd. So that's it. So we go over to the lady Joyce. Joyce Kroma is the director of radio program at the School News Liberia, and she's here with the CEO. The both of them are here on studio, giving out an insights about their own workings, their own activities, quote unquote, relative to their own entity or organization. So Joyce, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So you are the director for radio program, School News Liberia. Tell us about your own experience.
Yeah, being the director of the radio program at School News Liberia, it's not really bad, but there are a lot of challenges. Like we don't have our own radio station. For the past, I can say 2 months, we haven't gone on the radio because we thought of having a show called School News Hour for students to go on the radio or explain on topics that are relevant for other the students and parents to listen and see reasons to it. But we have been facing a lot of challenges. Yeah, so being the radio director is really, really challenging. So I can see my students are not going on the radio. Sometimes they call me, says Joyce, are we not going on the radio today? I say, we have to fight and God will make a way. So there are a lot of challenges we are facing, but we pray and hope that God make everything possible for us.
It's a huge task, directing radio, directing people in terms of going on the radio, most especially students who do not have ideas about, radio presentation and all of that.
The students are discussing these issues and make their parents feel So I remember on the radio one time a lady called and says, we can force our children to go on the street or to make business, so, but sometimes the children can listen to their parents. So if the students are on the radio talking about these things, it also encourage their fellow students, encourage their teachers, encourage their parents. Yeah, so it is really, really important and encourage everybody.
Do you sometimes teach them about, I remember when we were in grade school, and personal hygiene, the way you take care of your body, your environment. Do you sometimes teach them some of those things? Is it
Yeah.
part of your own and curriculum as to your own entity?
Yeah. We teach them it. We do that. We really, really do that because if we don't do it with them, how would they know? So we teach them, even though they are in school, their teachers tell them about it, but sometimes when they come for practice and other things, we explain to them. So if we give them a topic, we explain a little bit about it and then go and do their research. So like if we teach them about personal hygiene and other things, we do that 100%. Yeah, we do that.
Wow. Wow. So the number of persons or people you've been dealing with, and your organization since 2023, you've been working and trying to shift the paradigm of our country, trying to make sure that the young population can be able to come up in a better way. That because while it is true that they are the future leaders, the only way we can actualize that saying that yes, the youth are the future leaders, it means that we must it means that we must build the foundation, the kind of solid foundation, right? Yes, and so that's what you're doing. It's a good initiative, very much welcoming. I really appreciate you for that. So some of those who have trained in terms of their own contribution to other areas, how is it like some of those people that you've been training, and in terms of their performance, other places, do you have people who you have trained that working with other areas, and they're making headways?
Yeah, like this entity was funded 2023, but I came in 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, and since 2024 I came because it is a students stuff we're dealing with. So since then, those students have graduated from the students I've been teaching, going on the radio. No one graduated to say they are working, and I'm seeing it. But in their school, they are trying their best. They are
Okay.
doing more. Like some students from the ELW Academy and Faculty, African Dream, they are doing their best. Sometimes the instructor call me and says, the students are trying.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
good.
so they are doing their
That's
best
good.
because
That's good.
there's no one who graduated to say they are working and but they are doing their best in their school. Most of them are school president. Some even serve as press coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah, for the school. They even teach their own friends.
Wow.
Yeah, so sometimes I'm impressed with them.
That's knowledge sharing. All right. So, because we'll soon go to the phone lines to take few calls, let's get the interaction from the public. So I'll go back to the CEO. Thank you, Joyce, for your input there. We just wanted to get a gist from you as to your own position and all of that relative to School News Liberia. So, and quickly, and Joel, quickly. Yes. So, because we'll soon go to the phone lines to pick calls, right? So quickly, do you want to ask something before we go to the phone line?
Yeah. Before we go to the phone line, because
Yeah. So it means you just have to be, concise.
Yeah. One of the main reasons we here also to talk about our launching,
Okay.
and the launching to our budget, and at least whilst our listeners are listening, if some of them can help us with our budget, in terms of, because it is on the next week Friday on the 16th.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are appealing to listening, our listeners, some of them, to
Or
come,
appealing to them, about the launching of your
our
organization
launching of the program.
and all of that to assist you. Okay. Thank you. So let's go to the line now. 0772 23 99 33 and 0886 30 44 97 0777 98 03 75. You can participate now. We have Joel Cole. He's the Chief Executive Officer of School News Liberia. We also have and Joyce S. Kruman. She's the director of radio program at School News Liberia. They've been here, giving us an understanding about their organization and all of that. Like you heard from the CEO, they will be launching and this organization very soon. So they want to solicit help from all philanthropists and non-governmental organizations, well-meaning Liberians, because it requires resources to operate such organization and all of that. So 0772 23 99 33, 0886 30 44 97, and the female line 0777 98 0375 if you want to make your import. And those are the numbers you can call now to make your import here. So while we're waiting for calls, George, and we can be going ahead while we already announced the number. While we're expecting calls, we can be going ahead. Yeah. So you said when will be their program? They launching
May the program will be the 16th of May.
Okay, May 16th. Yeah, will be the launching.
Yeah.
So you can put in your calls right now. We anticipating your calls. You can put in your calls. We expecting your calls, and by 5 o'clock we'll be done here with this interview. And by 5 o'clock we'll be done. So put in your calls on the number we just announced, 0772 23 99 33. Any input you have, you can call us 0886 30 44 97. And you can also call us for the female on the female line 0777 98 03 75. So it's about education, it's about imparting knowledge into the younger ones. And this is quite commendable. So put in your calls. Let's get the interaction before we go home. And let's get the interaction. So and Joel, while we okay, let's go to the line. I think we have a call up. Hello.
Yes. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, this is Newton.
Robert Madison. I call from Keba community of Tigitusa Bananville. I want to say a very big thank you, to George in studio, which of course my school is part of Pepper Grace Mission Elementary, Junior and Senior High School at Banana Junction.
Okay.
Maybe I may join the program late, but I want to ask one of few questions. What led to our schools are not reporting in few days? Thank you.
Yes, I think they're getting you. I think they're joking that point. What led to school not reporting it for the past few days? Okay. So 0772 23 99 33, 0886 30 44 97, 0777 98 03 75. Let's get the interaction before we go on this special interview here on Real Talk with Sam Andrews, and the first edition of the program. So put in your calls. So Joel, like I was asking a question while we're anticipating calls, because by 5 we'll be out of here. Time is fast spent and all of that. Who are those expected? Have you written invitation to some personalities?
Yes.
The Grace Day and the high-ranking official of government? Who are those you have written to Grace Day occasion, the launching?
We're written to individuals and government entities, but government entities, let me say that sometimes hard to deal with, because sometimes when you go, they will tell you, say, oh, the budget have not been so they have mostly but the most important thing is that they can have interest in what we present to them.
Okay.
But
to get
what you want from them now is another issue. But we believe that everything is time. But it will not deter us not to continue our little way. We continue what we can do.
But sometimes it's not just about the top, right? The elite, right? Even you can raise funds by even the local people who live in the community. Because once they have interest, that's why you need to make them to create the kind of interest in the organization, like what you're doing right now. Let's go to the line. Let's speak on this person. Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. What's your name?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, this should be and I call from Magana Beta.
All right. Let's see how you make your point, sir.
Yeah, I just got to appreciate the issue of education. Classroom is not just enough, but enlightenment, as you are doing, and you are explaining, understanding from my end is very good. I just encourage you to do more. because it is difficult. But the more this sort of propagation goes on through media outlets, it helps also promote the kids who are coming out. I just want to appreciate your institution. Thank you very much, and I wish you all well.
All right. All right. So, like I was saying, and Joel, so yes, I deal with the locals sometimes. It's good. Why it is true that it's good, to write, those top guys, and it also go. Let's go to the female line. I think we have this person. Hello. Hello. Okay, the person slipped off the line. The person slipped off the line. So at least if they just invite, then it's about whatever contribution. Even they will have to bring. Maybe each of them will have to bring even 100 or 200.
So
That's contribution. That's what we help to do to keep the organization running.
Those are people we're dealing with, because sometimes we have to, yes, but those are the people we know we're focusing on, because for them they are regular.
Okay, so we can just part because time is of the. Time is fast spent. We have 2 minutes to go, so we can okay, we'll come back. Let's start with Joel. The big man will speak last. So Joel, your parting comment before we take leave of you.
Okay, so I want to say a very big thanks to King Stephen and Mr. Sam Andrew as well. And also thanks for hosting us.
Okay.
Yeah, so to those who are listening to us, we want to say thanks for listening also. Next Friday, which will be the 16th of May, will be the launching of our student newspaper. Yeah, we have read to a lot of officials, a lot of entity NGOs, but they are not responding to us. So if you are listening, you want to be a help, you just contact us. Also, a little bit, we're going to read out our numbers. You just call us because it is really, really challenging. We cannot do it on our own. So starting Liberia is not easy. So, yeah, next Friday will be the launching. So, if you can be a help to us, like I said, we will read our numbers. You just call for any help, anything. Your $5, $10, it can be a very great help to us. So once again, thanks to everyone for following.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joyce, and for your parting comment. We go to Joel. Let's conclude.
I would like also to thank the King's Event family for this for hosting us, because even for somebody to hear you on air it's a great job. So we just want to thank them, and also want to make an appeal to them. Also, if you can help, they can be. I believe that they can be of help for us for the launching program, and also make an appeal that they should see reason for our school news hour too.
Okay.
So that at least Saturdays 1 hour program. So this is our appeal that at least they should be able to see reason to be of help. I know a lot of people are listening to us, but we believe that whatever help from now to next Friday, there's time. So whatever help they can.
So are you going to call out your number before you leave?
Yes.
Maybe somebody would like to reach out to you.
Yes. We have 0773 960 201 0773 960 201, and we have 0880 804 501 0880 804 501.
All right. So those are the numbers, right?
Yes,
just in case if somebody want to reach out to you in terms of assistance and all of that. So thank you so much for coming in.
Yes.
We appreciate. We hope we can have another interaction next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. So folks, that's it, and that's how we come to the end of this interview here this evening. We've been in conversation with Joel A. Colley. Joel A. Colley is the Chief Executive Officer of School News Liberia, alongside Joyce S. Kroman, School News Liberia Director for Radio Programs. They have been here with us sharing their thoughts and understanding about the organization. Yeah, so we'll take a break. We're taking a very short break to be right back. Let's take a break here to be right back.
Yes, yes.
Pee-wee?
Yes.
What all the happiness for now?
Yeah, man. The thing that making some of our friends in other countries can be building houses and sending their children to Google schools now come to Liberia, yeah?
What's that?
They got one Liberian company called Liberty Fortune.
Liberty Fortune?
Yes. This company bringing one game they call Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win game.
And how people can play this game?
Very easy. Buy the ticket and scratch the silver part on it. Just the same way you can do the scratch card. Then any money you see on it is for you. You can win different amount of money, all the way up to 10,000 USD.
So you mean when I buy the Liberty Fortune scratch card and build the silver part, any money there is for me?
Yes, and you only need just $1 USD or the same money LD to play and win.
But where I can get a Liberty scratch card from?
Go to the shops. Go to the boys who selling scratch cards and tell them that you want Liberty scratch card. Pay, scratch, and win. And then you take the winning card to their office at the Don's residence on 2nd Street, Topman Boulevard in Cinco for your money.
Pee-wee, thank you for this life-changing game. Liberty scratch card, we for it every day.
Spend small money and win big money. A message from Liberty Fortune LLC, the new game changer in Liberia.
Asema people, the management of the Water Medical and Eye Clinic located at the Police Academy Junction in Painesville
is excited to bring you free healthcare services.
Here are what we have in store for you.
Free blood pressure checks on the 2nd Saturday of every month. Free blood sugar test on the 3rd Saturday of every month. Please do not eat after 12 a.m. or midnight prior to your visit for the blood sugar test.
To ensure everyone is attended to effectively and efficiently, we will serve up to 50 persons for each of these services on a first-come, first-served basis, beginning at 8 in the morning.
On the 2nd and 3rd Saturdays of every month.
Your health is your wealth. Don't let silent killers like high blood pressure and high blood sugar take you by surprise. Early detection saves lives. So take charge of your health today for a stronger and healthier tomorrow.
Exclusive offer for your children under 5 years. Parents, this one is for you and the well-being of your precious jewel. The Water Medical and Eye Clinic offers free routine laboratory tests for children under the age of 5. Give your little ones the care they deserve with absolutely no cost to you. Regular health check can detect issues early and keep your children thriving, because a healthy child is a happy child.
In addition to this, we offer medical, laboratory, and eye care services at the Water Medical and Eye Clinic 24 hours around the clock at affordable prices.
For more information on these services and more, kindly visit the Water Medical and Eye Clinic at the Police Academy Junction in Painesville or call the following cell numbers: 0775 988 356, 0888 024 0 Liberia.
This is Real Talk on Kings 88.5. Thank you that you stay with us. After that interview with School News, Joyce and her colleague by Newton Tocqueville. Newton, stay here with me. We run up in the next few minutes. We've got other vital issues to look at, but just to remind you, as Newton told you, that white smoke came off the chimney of the Sistine Chapel in Rome, Italy, the Vatican, where they elected 133 cardinals, elected a new pope. The new pope hasn't come out yet. Just so you know, this is how it works. When a new pope, the ballot cast, if the first round of vote goes and there is no candidate or no winner, black smoke will appear. That black smoke is an indication that they have not reached or have not elected a pope, meaning no one has obtained the two-third majority. They would then move the following day to do another round of voting. So if they can get the pope elected, they will continue to vote. Once the pope is elected, once the person achieves the two-third vote, a white smoke will appear. That will happen not too long. A white smoke will appear. The white is an indication that they elected a new pope. After that, the next ceremony is the rector. Let me use that word because the name is a bit hard, the title, but let me use rector. When I say hard, you will not understand those Catholic jargons. A rector in this context means the person who is coordinating everything. When the Pope died, the man immediately who took on the spiritual and other administrative responsibility. It's called the Camerlingo. The Camerlingo, simply put, administrator. And he laid the basis for everything, the managerial aspect of the Vatican, the burial of the Pope, after the Pope's burial, the election, and every other thing. He does all of those. So when the Pope is elected or they elect a new Pope, the next thing is they will have to approach him with a concession or not, whether he accepts the position of head of the Roman Catholic Church. If he says he isn't interested for whatever the reason, then the entire process will be reversed. It will go back. Once he accepts the position, his robes are already prepared. Those robes will be brought, and then he will be asked to choose a name. He will be asked to choose his name. That in Catholic theology is, say, maybe I became a pope, and during my reign, Newton Tokwa will admire my leadership style, my policy, and every other thing. So Newton Tokwa will take my name. That's how it is. But it is not really a compulsion. Like Joseph Ratzinger, he did not take anybody's name. He used his name, Joseph Ratzinger. He came from Germany. So the person will be asked, the elected pope will be asked to choose a name of his liking. After that, then he's escorted to the balcony, but it will not be immediate. The Camerlingo will go ahead of him, just as John the Baptist came ahead of Jesus to announce. And then he will stand on the balcony before the thousands of crowd that are there right now. And then he will announce Habemum Pampam. In Italian, especially that is Italian, it means we have a pope. Then he will step aside, and then the new pope will come to greet and bless the waiting crowd. And thereafter, assume full responsibility now. That's how it is. Newton, you got it, eh?
It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I just got another education in terms of the formalities, surrounding the election of Pope and at the Roman Empire, Rome, Italy.
They are system driven, organized. Yeah, you saw how it went. Every time they have or a pope dies, they lay out there. They go in order. Everything, everybody doing their responsibility, everybody executing their responsibility. There's nobody reneging, there's nobody shifting blame that I'm not responsible for this person not here, so I can do it. Everybody got their responsibility. So unique. No, it's action, more action, less talk. That's what it is when you have a system in place. The system works.
Mr. Andrews, does the Pope have under tenure?
No.
So once you elected, maybe you remain Pope until you die.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
know.
how it
I
works?
don't think there is. There's age limit. Except I researched that. I don't think there is age limit that you have to reach this time. If there was an age limit, the the ceiling set for voting will be between 40, 50, but you have to be under 80.
Okay.
So most of the people, they are 65, 76, 78, 77, 65, around that range. Yeah. So if there is an age limit, I want to believe it will be, they will start from down. But if you see most of the guys, eh, very seldom you see somebody in his 60s or 50s. They're always the late 60s, early 70s, mid 70s, late 70s being elected. And what is not a surprise to me, while we await the name of or the official announcement of the Pope, guess what it would not be?
What?
Let me put a question to you.
Yeah.
Guess what it would not be?
It will not. Why? It would not. It wouldn't be a
Yeah,
surprise.
while we await the name of the Pope or the announcement of a new Pope by name, what it would not be.
I'm not understanding.
You have to answer that question. Okay, let me put it another way. Who it would not be?
The Pope? You talking about the Pope?
Yeah, there is the announcement is pending. We are about to hear the name, but who it would not be?
Who it would not be?
Yeah.
In terms of what? The position?
It's a mystery. Huh? There's something I'm about to say. I just want you to rumble your head around it. Yeah. Just think a little. You got the popes are there, the cardinals rather, they elected. So who it will not be? Okay, let me put it another way. What color it would not be, or he would not be?
When you talk about color, then I'll be talking about.
But I mean, I made it easy.
Black. So black.
Well,
black.
that is right there.
Black.
The new pope would not be a black pope. Look at the wall. Do you know that all of the people, or majority of the people, in whatever their capacities, that talk about and chasten other people against racism are the very racist? Have you ever heard of a black pope?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard about that.
Will you ever hear of a black pope? No. Probably that could be in the next war, and even in the next war, I don't think it will happen. That's racism right there. They have never, since God created the world, the Catholic Church came to be, they have never elected a black pope. All of their popes, white. They have never. That's discrimination. That's racism. They have never, not that they don't have black popes, they have far more qualified black popes, cardinals rather, that could extend, but they will go for their color. Anyway, that's it. Let's talk this in the next few minutes, and then we are out over the time. It was reported, people are excited that the boss of LEC, he spoke of the regularity of current, and people are experiencing it, so they are excited. Now he has come to say something which, and they are the culprit. According to him, 19 million United States dollars, 19 million United States dollars, government ministries and state-owned enterprises owe. and they are the highest users of electricity and the most delinquent in payment. That's why the LEC board said they owe the money that they have not paid, that government institutions, ministries and agencies, state-owned enterprises, that government owing the very LEC is 19 million United States dollars.
Wow. So it means the very government is undermining the function of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, because if you have ministries and agencies, owing such amount, 19 million United States dollars, that's a huge amount. That money could be used to to upgrade the Liberia Electricity corporation, like we have Mr. Mohammed Sharif, the new managing director, and like you said, Mr. Andrews, he's been doing quite well since he took on the responsibility as head of the LDC. So looking at the government of Liberia and owing such amount, I don't know whether they even making effort as to reducing it or paying that. Is a serious situation for our country. It's not good at all for me. That's how I look at it, because the LDC cannot operate without funding. The LDC cannot be upgraded without funding. You must have resources to upgrade the Liberia Electricity Corporation. So when you have people owing the LDC and those kind of monies, where do you expect the LDC to get money from? So that's why we don't need. That's why every time we'll run to the outside, where we'll be begging people to to help us with funding, help us. We want to upgrade our system, want to do this, and we'll have people owing this money. So it means that in other words, they are undermining they working with the
Definitely,
LDC. That's what's happening.
They have always shielded these government institutions. LEC too had been a problem. They have always shielded these government institutions.
You're right.
And shift the blame on the people that they're not paying their bills,
power
theft all over the place. But look at the amount. 19 million government institutions, and they are the highest users. Look at the various ministries. Look at what they have. They consume more.
Yeah, honestly, they consume more. And it's a serious, sad situation, very serious situation.
How are they going to pay that now? But they will have to. They will have to pay. Otherwise, then that everything that the new boss said.
But what's going to happen, Mr. Andrew, is that maybe the next government will inherit that amount. The next government will have to pay. But I'm not too sure.
No, they are generating. They have to pay this money. They have to pay the 19 million.
Yes, because they are a lot of them.
This is not inherited. It's not inherited 19 million. It's not a money that was inherited from the past government.
From the past. This is from the very government we in right now, right? Yes. So the reason I'm saying that maybe the next government will inherit. So why if this government does not pay the 19 million? So if this government does not pay the
they will have to.
It means that if the next government comes, they'll have to pay, obviously.
So it means they will be crediting until the other government can.
You heard the Minister of Finance talking about they are constrained the budget and all of that. All of the projection they made relative to the budget, because they have they have to affect the ministerial sector. They have other sector they have to attend to in terms of allotments, allocation, and all of that. The different ministries and agencies, they have sectors, they have programs, and in fact the $800 or more million for this year's budget is not sufficient. So if you have $800 or more million and the government is still complaining, where are they going to get 90 million from to pay the LDC and all of that? So it's a sad situation for our country. Yes, very much sad for our country.
That CEPI, a current CEPI government, yeah. But what it seems, that why it seems you 90 million,
and you have the locals, the local people. They go to buy their current without even crediting. They go directly, they buy their current, put their current in the meter and all of that. We have those people who are in government. Government has all of the resources. And we are not saying that anybody can now owe, but at least if you owe, you should know and to reach to such amount, I'm quite sure that this amount going to increase. Yes, they're going to increase. It will stop
but
the
every
19
day,
million.
every
Because
day they
consuming,
consuming.
consuming current. So this amount going to increase far more than what it is right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
far
true.
more.
They say consuming. They have all heavy appliances.
So not all of the time we have to rely on foreign aid. That people have to go out of the country. The LDC board have to travel to the country to go appeal. You need to have your library legislature. We need to do this one appealing. Why it is true that you be appealing to other people? There's a saying I say when somebody watching your back, you should also help to watch your front. But we can't just rely on going out begging, always begging, and we are strangulating our own selves. Yes, but our actions, we are strangulating ourselves, but our actions, and that's what's happening right now.
Okay, I think they have the information out. The new Pope, he is Pope Leo the 14th.
Wow,
Pope Leo the 14th, and he is an American, and the first American to become Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, or head of the Roman Catholic Church. First American. Yeah, he is Pope Leo the 14th.
I hope that was not the symbolic and presentation or interpretation of what's going to happen today. Because a few days ago, I was, following something article on the internet where I saw,
he is.
Yeah, what I saw Trump, President Trump, saying that he had dream of becoming a pope. I saw pope at
No,
that.
that's AI.
Is he American?
That's AI.
No, but
I saw that too.
Yeah, he saw
that's
that.
AI.
Is he American too? Now, so that's why I said.
Yeah.
And the Pope Leo is American, and Donald Trump said so indirectly American. Donald Trump was pushing for American.
Yes, and he is 69 years old. 69 years old, from the United States, leader prior to his election as Pope. These are some of the areas he will supervise. Leader of the Vatican office for bishop appointments. Spent many years working in Peru, and was bishop of Jicaco, Peru. And yes, the first American Pope, Cardinal Robert Prevost.
Wow.
Cardinal Robert Prevost. His last name is spelled Prevost. And he has taken on the name Pope Leo the 14th. Just as I told you, they take these names based on the person they admire. Yeah, the predecessor. So they take on. He was the prefect of the Vatican dicastery for bishops, managing all bishops within the Vatican. First American Pope. I told you.
Wow.
I told you.
Wow.
Black would never win this thing. I told you. My man, racism. The very people, watch it. This man will give an address, and he will speak against racism. And he will give an address. As long as he spoke, these things will come up, and you will speak against it. But within their rank, they don't want to see the black skin leading them. That's why you have never had a black pope. It's not about qualification, Newton. It's not.
Yeah, they are black.
It's not about qualification.
Like you said,
they are far qualified.
Yeah, black cardinals who are far qualified.
Far qualified.
Yeah.
They've been in that Vatican for forever, record ages. But the fact that they have that skin, that black skin, the white skin can go for them. One of the guys that people around the world was highlighting, they tipped him to be the next pope here. Someone Peter something from Ghana, and his CV is overrich. You can, as they were explaining his CV, you could just conclude that this man manages the Vatican for how many years. And they saw him as one of the leading contenders and favorite to win, to be elected pope, but they opted for a white skin.
That's racist
Yeah.
and all around the area. But you know, and the Roman Empire has been a very strong empire.
No, they've passed by empire now, my man. Drop that empire. They passed by that city by itself. That place, that country rather. That country by itself.
That is history city.
Yeah. Anyway, you're right. But empire is also a city, a state with everything in it. Yeah, you'll stay right, 100%. Yeah. MA. The card there they say, here you go. Let's take a few calls, but let me read your text messages. Then we go. Gabriel West say we have the first United States born president. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Gabriel West. And who else? We passed that. He was Pope Benedict the 16th. Okay, yes, that Joseph Ratzinger you're referring to. He was Pope Benedict the 16th. The new Pope has been, yes. Okay. So let's take a few calls on this. They unpaid 19 million United States dollars, not Liberian dollar. These government entities, they owe and the election of the new Pope. What do you make of the election of the new Pope? Pope Leo the 14th. Pope Leo the 14th. Robert Prevost, an American. Let's take a few calls. So just have your say what you make of it, and then we are out on 077223 9933 0886 304497. The women's line 0777980375 as quickly as we can. Then we are out. Hello.
Hello.
Let's hear you quick.
Okay, thank you. I'm James Pratt, calling from Congo.
Yeah.
So I think he said it right. He said in his speech, you speak about racism, but in reality, they are racist. And I like the assessment you did, and you are 100% correct. Because almost like the pretense, just pretend to not say what racism, but in reality, they are racist. So it's bad, and as you said, the further move. The bishop in Ghana, I mean, he is bad because then the current of hope, for the poor are rich. So thank you.
Thank you too, my dear brother. Thank you. Yes, you're right. Gabriel West say, please take the majority into consideration. Yeah, so the new Pope got the quorum. NIA?
Yeah, quorum.
He laughed.
And the quorum, like,
but in a quorum?
Yeah, the quorum.
The quorum. Is it to tell the quorum? But now they kind of quorum again.
I can't have been in quorum.
The man got the two-thirds quorum. So he is the new Pope. And in terms of language, should I say language barrier? No, I don't think. I think he's in a good position to communicate well, besides speaking Latin fluently. He is English speaking. So it's good in terms of cross-cultural communications. Okay. Yeah. The previous popes, like the guy from Argentina wouldn't speak English, just Italia, and I don't know how they call the Italian or the Argentine tongue, but this guy, he speaks English and he speaks Italia. I show he speaks other languages.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's in a pole position to communicate his message well.
That's great.
Okay, so what's on your mind as we fade out?
Yeah, so I just want to appreciate you, Mr. Andrews, for creating the opportunity for me to sit with you this evening on your platform to discuss some of those issues. that intend to move our country forward and all of that. So I just appreciate you so highly for the mentorship. And I believe that we'll continue to move on and we'll continue to tap in your knowledge because you are an epitome of knowledge. As always, you have always been there to make sure that we do the right thing. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Is it Arsenal carry cup?
No,
I just thought about it. I didn't know the game over.
PSG beat them.
But Newton, it's over. That's history now. But that final, you can preempt. What's your take? How do you think is going to go?
And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult.
You see PSG winning it, Inter Milan?
Inter Milan, it's difficult for me to predict. It's very, very much difficult for me. I just see it like unpredictable because the ball game, you never, underestimate anything. And you never underestimate because the team you don't expect to win at times. And those are teams that win. And the recent match between Inter and Barcelona, we saw that match, and at the final analysis, we saw what happened. Yeah, so Inter Milan is a very strong side, while and PSG too, and is a strong side. So until I wait to see what comes out, I can predict.
Yeah, but I take not PSG, but Inter Milan. Inter Milan. And the reason is simple. If Inter Milan can withstand a Barcelona pressure 24/7 and survive, PSG is not the team that is forceful. PSG is the free-flowing type, the tiki-taka, not very physical. Because how it is they are giving at most 3 weeks because the final is in June. So they got from now until either the first or second week in June because FIFA have to prepare. So the teams will use that time to prepare. Every stage you reach, you have certain amount of money. I can speak. I don't know about Inter Milan and Arsenal and the other people, but I know I saw Barcelona amount. They receive 117 million euros because every stage you reach, a percentage is given you to prepare. Every stage you reach, and that one of the reasons why the people like the Champions League. Besides the football, there is the financial reward. Every stage you reach because it helps you. Say if your team is not that strong and in the Champions League, you move to the next round, and then there's the second round. So if you move from the group stage to the quarterfinal, you see that you get let into bad players, even if you went
upgrade,
out. So that's why most of the teams love to be in the Champions League. They can prioritize the Champions League because every stage there is substantial amount that you receive. And then when you reach into the final now, forget it. So Inter Milan and PSG, they are in the finals, but their money not going to be the same. The team that wins the Champions League will carry the highest. So it might be around if Barcelona can receive 170 million euros, then imagine whoever wins the Champions League, then you're talking about 129 or 130 million. Substantial amount that can settle a number of things. So you see now Barcelona is in a little bit of good position to buy players to do other things because they were able to win those monies by moving from one stage to another. That's how it works in the Champions League. And Arsenal has gone 21 years without trophy. 21 years.
Wow, 21 years.
Yeah, 21 years. Yeah. Is that a curse? Isn't that a curse?
It is. And I saw the desperation in Arsenal. So like, you know, considering those years, so Arsenal was so desperate for this champion because, you know, with the fact that they have to reach that stage. But I don't know how to manage a slip off.
So,
anyway.
So when in a football gathering and somebody said Boyka as an Arsenal fan has to resign, then Arsenal will start to, because he's the curse. Football fan, they get Bible. They say Boyka became Arsenal fans, but 21 years, Arsenal has not won it. So he's the one holding Arsenal long when he resigned and stop being Arsenal fan the week.
We denounce the friendship.
Okay, Nito, let's go, man. We got the news coming on 6. You guys gotta get ready. Thank you ever so much for showing them. I appreciate it. This is how we go home on the show. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. The news is on at 6, and then at 7 this evening is Face the Issues with Teacher Light, Anthony at Law, A.B. Weah. You don't want to miss it. Another intriguing and fascinating is going to be as it was last night. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom.